Good afternoon and welcome to Sports Talk in the Burgh. My name is Colby Sherwin and I'll be your host today, but I'm not alone. Joining me are three of, the best we could find sports analysts here at Robert Morris. Up first, chances are if you like something, they hate it with the fiery passion of a million suns, Finn Lyons. In the middle is the president of the Kenny Pickett fan club himself, Garrett Sherwin, and a man who wants to be in the inner circle of Punxsutawney Phil, but not for the reasons you're thinking, Josh Woodman. Gentlemen, thank you for joining me. We're starting off today at the starting line at one of the biggest moves in the world of racing. Sir Lewis Hamilton is heading over to Ferrari. Now, this is a game-changing move. Josh, get in the fast lane and tell me what sports move you would compare this to.
Well, the truth is, I don't think this is all that shocking. To be honest, most F1 drivers do this. Alonso, he was with McLaren and Ferrari. He went to Aston Martin last year. Sebastian Vettel, he was with Red Bull, went to Ferrari. So this isn't surprising at all. To compare it with something, it's your average retirement.
No, get out of here. This is on the same level of LeBron going to the Heat. Think about it. Before LeBron went to the Heat, the biggest move was MJ to the Wizards when he was out of his prime. This is on that type of level. This was unprecedented.
Red Bull just wipes him each time.
It's not a big sports move. You know why? Because F1 isn't a sport.
All right,
you got to hear me out.
I get
And you know what?
that.
Mario Kart racing is more of a sport than F1.
That's too far. That's too far.
What?
Much
But
more
you gotta
intensive,
understand.
Much more thinking.
Guys, let's stay on topic here. First off, by the way, it's Shohei to the Dodgers. You're all wrong.
That was expected.
Have
you can't compare it to something that was
Have you ever heard of Tom
expected.
Brady to the Bucks, the greatest athlete of all time,
Whoa.
switching teams?
What happened to it not being a sport?
I'm not talking about that anymore.
No, the truth is, everyone does this. These quarterbacks, they go to these washed-up teams. Phillip Rivers going to the Colts.
But here's the
athlete
thing.
of
He's
all
getting paid.
time?
Wait, he's getting paid $54 million a year. So how can this just be an expected move? He has the money he wants. Why would he leave?
Because he's just going to a team. He's washed. He's not winning anything anymore. He's getting lapped by Verstappen now. He's not winning anything. So that's why it's irrelevant.
All right. We're going to close that. And also, no one mentioning Messi to enter Miami. A little insane over there. Heading over to the hardwood, the WNBA free agency has opened, and stars have been moving to new teams. Garrett, as a basketball expert, what has been the biggest move of free agency?
So, Nneka Ogwumike has not signed with anyone yet, but she informed the Sparks that she's not returning. The 33-year-old, she was a 2016 MVP, but the 33-year-old averaged 19 and 9. She's been in the West Coast her whole career. She's from the West Coast. She played at Stanford. I would expect her to go to Phoenix and go play with Brittany Griner. I mean, the WNBA is not like the NBA. It's very forward-centric, and though Las Vegas would still be the favorites, Phoenix will be right up there with them.
No, and I have a pretty cliche, obvious one in Skylar Diggins-Smith. I think she was off the court last season. She's going to come back. Before that, she was averaging 20 points per game with 5 assists. She was all WNBA. She's going to go fill that void that Sue Bird left. And so I think that's just the easy answer.
I got to agree with Josh here. I mean, she's still got a load of years left in her career here, and she's going to come in and make this team more electric. She's got the pizzazz on the court that you want to see.
So let me ask you guys this question, because she hasn't shot under 40% since 2016, and Seattle ranked 11th in scoring this year. Is she going to take that scoring up a notch and help them at least compete?
Of course,
with Las Vegas?
They had rookies in the mix over there. They for sure bringing in one of the best point guards in WNBA history for sure is going to make a change.
All right, a lot of teams heading to try and take down the Aces. But sticking with college hoops, basketball is in full swing now, and some people claim to not care till March Madness. Finn, I want to know, are you keeping up with college basketball, and does it matter till March Madness?
Well, most certainly matters. There's teams that rise and fall. Look at Michigan State. They were third in the nation at the beginning of the season to win the Natty, and now they're not even in the top 25. Look at a team like Hughes. They're up on the rising. They have an outside shot now.
They have no shot.
No one picked them.
I know you're a Hughes fan. They have no shot. Look,
okay, it's not even just a team like Hughes. It's a bunch of teams. Look at a team like in smaller conferences.
Sure, Drake and Bradley have a chance to make the tournament, but you couldn't name me one player on Drake. Tucker DeVries, watch out.
People act surprised when these small teams come out of nowhere to beat these top seeded teams in the first, second rounds or whatever it is in March Madness. But the truth is, the storylines don't just start in March. These games are taking place now. They take place the last month. Last month, number 1 and number 2. Number 1, Purdue, and number 2, Houston lost to unranked teams. That was the first time since 2016. Now, if Purdue goes and loses in the first round like they did last year, again this year, everyone is going to be like, oh, where did this random team come
from? Because you're talking about Big Ten, and Purdue has been upset 2 of the last 3 years, right? Is this the year a Big Ten team finally breaks through?
Yes, no question. You have 2 teams that might get a 1 seed, Wisconsin and Purdue. Both those teams will not lose in the first round. I guarantee you, 1 team makes the Final Four out of Purdue and Wisconsin.
I got my eye on Wisconsin. I've been looking at them as a title contender at the beginning of the year. They're just looking so electric, and I think this is definitely the year.
All right, we are high on the Big Ten here in Sports Talk in the Burgh. Sticking with basketball, the NBA trade deadline is just 3 days away. And at this point, we know who are the contenders, and we also know who are the pretenders. Now, people are going to be selling soon. Garrett, put your GM hat on. Who should sell this trade deadline?
The Golden State Warriors.
What?
Hold on. The Golden State Warriors are negative $96 million in cap. Now, they have 3 guys that are costing them $120 million. Clay, Draymond, Wiggins, and Chris Paul. Sorry,
so
guys.
Are they selling off everybody?
You can't just get rid of your stars.
Absolutely.
In the
You need to get
Steph
Podzinski
Curry's
minutes.
getting
You need to get
At
Trace
some point,
Jackson
they're not
Davis
good
minutes.
Oh, no, that's very true. But now at the deadline, that's not how you send those guys
Absolutely, it is because look,
No.
they would
You
yes,
wanna give them a
that
chance
would
to
free
win.
them up around $200 million in cap. They can go
Getting
sign.
rid of your best players who start is not a
They're
way
going
to
to just
win.
leave anyways.
They are going to leave. Let them leave out at the end of the season.
Anyway, so
just
give them
scrape
a
out
chance
the
to
end of the
following
season.
up on the
Get
Warriors.
Get assets for them.
All right.
No,
so
You wouldn't get
tell me
anything
who-
for them, but you would give yourself the
Hey,
chance to
Finn,
sign
tell
LeBron
me
and some
who
other
you
big
think
free
should
agents.
blow it up.
Listen, obvious answer, but the Charlotte Hornets. I mean, they're
They already are.
so keep.
They
selling.
already are.
Who are they trading?
Yeah,
They got
what are they
PJ
gonna do?
Washington.
They're gonna get rid of their
Who
first round
cares?
picks.
Robbins,
Shooter?
Nick Richards.
Who cares?
Something. Get
He's
any
not
assets.
starting. Mark Williams is starting over him, so you're just going to
Exactly,
trade a
just
bench
said that.
center
You
for
made
him?
All right. I
the
say
correct
I say a fairly obvious one. Atlanta.
Again, but
Half
who
of
do
their
they have
guys-
to trade?
Huh?
Who do they have
DeJounte
to
Murray.
trade? DeJounte Murray
Bogdan
has been
Bogdanovic.
garbage on defense since signing with the Hawks. His value is tanked.
All of these guys are rumored to be leaving. They're
All
tanked.
right.
They stink.
I just want to say, first off, you're correct.
Yes.
The Hawks have only won 3 games since going to Eastern Conference Finals in 2021, and Clint Actual Capella
Doesn't start
is their
anymore.
second highest paid player. Not great.
Start over.
His value is dead.
Trae Young's the next MJ in Chicago. Start over.
Trade Trae Young, and I'm with you.
All right. So the Puppy Bowl is this weekend, guys. So I need to know, Team Rough or Team Fluff? Finn, I heard you got something very creative cooking for us.
Fluff for the win. Bark Purdy is a system K9, and let me tell you, Guy Furry and Small Ed have been carrying him this whole season. And look, Team Rough or Team Fluff, they have Patrick Mabone, the greatest pup of all time.
How can you
Would you
overlook?
say there's some
how can
dogs
you
on that team?
Wait. How can you overlook Francis the Pug? How can you overlook?
Don't
him?
give me Francis the
Coming out
Pug
of New
with
York,
his lazy eye.
Oh
Whoa,
my Lord!
whoa,
Just
whoa.
because he might not be able to see straight doesn't mean he can't run straight.
Garrett,
okay?
he can't run
He-
straight at all.
He is going to the
I gotta say,
end zone.
this game is gonna come down to Bark Purdy. That's all that matters. He's gonna show the world that he's the best dog out there. Not a question.
That's an interesting take. Now, I need to know, other than Bark Purdy, Finn, who is going to lead this team to the Puppy Bowl championship?
Well, Bark Purdy's not going to leave.
Other than Bark Purdy.
Whoa.
No one. Their team isn't championship caliber.
Okay.
That's all I got to say.
Bark
Minus the
Purdy
hound
isn't
from
a
Baltimore.
championship winning
No,
quarterback.
he's
looking
a
at
system
minus the
quarterback. We
Oh.
established this.
Crazy.
All right, we're going to stick going from the Puppy Bowl to the Super Bowl. On Sunday, Usher is going to perform the halftime show in Vegas. And many fans were not happy with this pick and when it was announced. And so many saying there hasn't been a good one in a while. Finn, who do you want to perform on this stage in Vegas?
Well, I said Drake, but in reality, just someone like relevant to the younger audience. Who cares about Usher anymore? When is the last time you heard someone go, oh, let me put on that new Usher song, man? It's not gonna, sure, it's gonna drive in an older audience, but the older audience already watches the game. You gotta get the young fans involved.
I was gonna say, first off, there's no Post Malone here, guys. Come on.
Oh my.
Okay,
Is
how
he
can you?
relevant?
How can you?
Is he relevant?
Is he-
Have you heard of the album Austin?
Have you heard of
sir?
Taylor Swift?
All she's
Have you
doing
heard
is
of
dating
Taylor
Travis
She's
Kelce,
coming
bro.
off a historical record-breaking year. She was #2 trending on Twitter last night because of her new album release. She controls half the
Absolutely.
NFL world already. She has them shaken. Just give her the
Yeah,
shot.
it-
No,
listen,
to Josh's point,
wild.
the first game that that her and Travis Kelce were like dating was the Bears and Chiefs game. Chiefs won that 41-10, but that was the most watched Sunday game.
All
this
of
year.
you are
Exactly,
wrong.
exactly,
All of you are wrong.
exactly.
T
There's
Swizzle.
only one
Let
right
me tell you
answer.
something about T Swizzle.
There's only one
homie.
right
She
answer.
has 100,
Love her
more
or
than
hate
100
her,
award
you're
noms
gonna
this
watch
year.
at halftime show because you want to see what she does. And if you love her, you're gonna want to see what she does great. If you hate her, you're gonna criticize every little
That's
move.
why
It's
they
gonna draw
should have her
eye.
on the show for all
Okay,
these viewers.
but none of you said the correct answer. It's Bikini Bottom Superman, guys.
Oh
Come on.
my God.
Who
Come on.
cares?
I'm not
You're not
13
funny.
anymore. Cole.
You're all
It's
just
just
morons. You're all just morons. But we come back, we have some more fiery questions for you and some more hot debates right here on Sports Talk in the Burgh.
Thirty. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2,
Run down.
1.
Welcome back to Go Sports Center. Let's see women's basketball.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something I can count on to be free. If it's one place
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Sports Talk in the Burgh. Over the weekend, the NHL and the NFL had their All-Star games and the Pro Bowl games, respectively. Fans have been saying for years now that they are boring and they want a change. For the NHL doing a fantasy draft and the NFL going to flag football. A lot has been thrown in, but nothing really has worked. Garrett, what needs to change for these All-Star games?
They need to give these players money. Look, if we look at the NBA,
They already do.
They don't get so the NFL
The
players.
NBA does.
No, the NFL
does?
players were making
NHL does?
88,000. What does 88,000 mean
It's
to,
money.
And what does
to
a
a millionaire?
million?
You can't
What does a
spill
million
out of
mean
Listen,
for
let me
someone
explain.
who makes $40 million
Hold
a
on.
year?
Hold on. All right. So the in-season tournament, no one knew what it was. Dame Lillard literally had a quote saying, "I don't know what the hell this is, but I hear that if we win in Vegas, we get money. So we want to win. That's all that mattered to him." Max Christie said LeBron promised the two-way guys that he was going to win because they were going to make $100,000. That's more than what their
let me
contract
ask you
is.
guys
Then
this, because
they
you're
make
both
money already.
saying that, or all of you are saying something needs to change. But if we're watching all this, first off, did you watch the garbage that was the precision passing? And also,
No,
Nikita
don't
Kucherov
even get me started.
literally skating
Listen.
through quick save. Absolute atrocities across the board.
Listen.
What would you do? What
Okay.
needs to change?
Well,
a
I got
bench
you.
or
I got
money?
you. Look at
I
the
think
MOB.
he's meant.
The MOB has a player from each team that goes to the game.
That's,
Most
no,
times,
but that's awful.
Hold on. Most
That's just
times
petty.
those guys are first-year All-Stars. They care. Look at David Bednar. He had a back issue in 2021 when he went. He lobbied to get in. Edwin Diaz made sure he got in, and Bednar really cared. Look, and also in the MLB, you
So
can
you
just
take
I got
Cade
two
off the
words.
Pistons
one-
and send
I
him
got
to the
two
one quick
words
second.
for you.
All-Star
Also
game.
in the
No, no,
NBA,
no.
also in the
No, no,
MLB,
no.
you
Okay,
can
one
just
at a time,
straight
one
up
at a time.
deny. You can hold on. In the MLB, you can just straight up deny your
All right,
selection.
Garrett, you're wrong.
So
Finn, what do
only
you-
the
I really-
guys
I
that
really
want to
think
go
you're
can go.
Respond.
I give you two words for first-time All-Star. Tyler Huntley. Why does he deserve to be there?
Mac Jones was
Because-
Mac Jones,
Pro Bowl.
Tom Wilson. Like,
Don't slander
who
that Mac
cares?
Jones.
Yeah,
rookie
but
year, guys.
Tyler Huntley really cared that he was there. I bet you if you put on a real game, not a stupid
But no
flag
one
football
wants to
game.
watch Tyler Huntley.
No, yeah. I don't want
Who
to. I don't want to
cares?
go watch the All-Star game and
Well,
go
that's
watch
the point.
Tom
How do we make it
Wilson,
care?
Okay,
the
so
goon of goons,
Another
go slamming
question.
people out there.
Because the NHL requires you, if you're selected to go, you have to be there.
No.
Would you adopt that? Because Nikita Kucherov, how would they have known the top point getter in the league wouldn't have cared?
Who would have known that the guy who hates everything wouldn't have cared?
I bet you his agents and everyone told him, don't try.
Here-
These teams don't want to. These guys don't want to get
We're
injured.
talking a lot
You guys
about-
remember when Anthony Davis literally sat out an All-Star game because he wanted to get traded? These guys don't care about this. You have to make the guys that want to go. Who cares if
You
it's a
can't
guy
just
like
go all in on money,
All right,
though, and
all
just
right,
waste
all
your
We'll
your
see what
franchise.
going from All-Star games to one of the most insane ideas ever. Billionaires came around the globe, looked at the Olympics, said, "You know what we're missing here? Drugs." Backed up by the world's top venture capitalists, the Enhanced Games is the Olympics of the future, where 44% of athletes already use performance enhancements. It is time for the safety to not be tested for performance-enhancing drugs. Josh, I know you have a hot take here. Give it to me.
I actually don't think this should be a hot take, and if it is a hot take, then
God.
I'm wondering about you guys. I think this is just way too far.
Okay.
Forget about the entertainment aspect, just the
That's
promotion.
what sports is.
The promotion.
Sports are
The
entertainment.
promotion
You're
of
telling me
drugs.
you want to go watch Colby Sherwin jacked up on cocaine go compete in the
Well,
Olympics?
that's not
You told-
exactly what
wait,
it is.
What happened in 1998 and the 1998 summer in MLB baseball? I'll tell you what happened. Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa were competing for the home run title. Everyone in their mom knew they were juicing, but who cared? Who cares? People went to BP. People
but it's
slipped.
not gonna-
People
it's not
slipped.
gonna be elite
Okay, one at a time.
This
one
is
at a
a
time.
whole tournament based around you use drugs and we will promote you. What does that say to a younger audience? What does that
Let
say?
me get into
to
drugs and
people?
overdose and die at the age of 35.
Okay,
Yes.
I'm going to hit you with this, though. If you're against this, then Barry Bonds can't make the Hall of Fame. Then Alex Rodriguez can't make
put
the
him
Hall
in.
of Fame. David Ortiz can't make the Hall of Fame because they all had performance-enhancing drugs, and they all used them. So you're saying that's okay, but this is too
I'm
far?
not saying
Okay,
that's
I'm
okay at
not-
all. I don't think any of
The
those guys.
difference here is they're promoting that drugs are a good thing.
Yeah,
The
because it's
difference in the-
entertainment.
No, it's
How would you
unsafe.
feel
Why
if LeBron
do you
James
need to
was
take
juiced
drugs to be
up?
I
entertained?
would
What is
hate
that
it
saying? Do
anymore.
you take drugs to go
Oh.
out and run around and have a good
Yes,
time?
all the time. You know
Okay,
it.
that's crazy. That's
Does mom
wild.
and dad know about
That's
this?
wild. That's crazy.
So breaking news here at Sports Talk in the Burgh.
Yeah,
We're going to
I
continue
caught
with
you
this.
in 8K. There's cameras right there. You're done. Yeah.
Oh my
I don't even know how to respond to that.
Yeah.
Would you be watching the Enhanced Games?
No.
Yes. No doubt.
I don't care.
I don't want to
barely
support
watch
it in
the
any way.
Olympics.
You barely watch the Olympics.
I don't. It doesn't. It's
No,
just,
no, I agree with that
communists,
take
yes,
though.
It just doesn't.
You're both communists. With the Pirates always being in the bottom of the MLB standings and payroll, a lot of fans have wondered about relegation. And in Europe, they use that format and fans seem to love it. So Finn, with usually having big opinions, I want to know, should North American leagues adopt relegation for their teams?
If you think that this would even work in North America, you are just flat out an idiot. Like I can't
You're
even
wrong.
be. I can't even.
You're
be nice to
absolutely
you.
wrong.
Garrett, let me get a point in for once on the show. You take the worst NFL team. Even take the 0-16 Detroit Lions. They would wipe the floor with whatever XFL.
None of them.
And
So let's-
you hear what word you said? Practice squad.
Exactly.
teams.
Exactly. That's my
Let's
point.
move out
Yes.
of football because it'll be a little more hard to implement that.
Okay.
How about hockey or baseball?
Again,
Let me
same
say this,
point
let me
still
say this.
stands.
Okay,
Finn,
but
Finn.
the Chicago Wolves of the
Okay.
AHL could compete with
No, they
the
wouldn't.
Columbus Blue Jackets.
No, they would
I
not.
think that's a little bit far. I do think, though, baseball is the one I think it could work the most in,
no.
just because of how the game is played. I think there's more leagues. I think when you have 100%, I think when you have money in baseball, you're going to need investment. So if you, by expanding this and giving more rich billionaires out there the chance to invest in these smaller teams to grow up, I think baseball is the closest skilled one, and I think you can grow up into
There's-
a relegation. There's 5 leagues.
There's no way-
five
the
minor
problem-
leagues that you can grow into.
There's
Yes,
five
but
minor
how
leagues
many
in hockey
guys?
that's still
You know that only
Well,
2%
but
of the
I think
minor
hockey's
league
a little
players
bit
make the
different
MLB.
skill-wise. I think
Okay,
baseball is
so
relatively close.
we've talked about all that. What about soccer? Because you do have 2 leagues, and you could implement that. And here in Pittsburgh, we know the Riverhounds really want to make the MLS.
It's- I'll
tell you-
there's
I'll
a
tell you
path
this.
there.
still growing
As,
here.
as,
We'll
a,
have to
as
see.
a soccer fan, I can say that it's just going to be a waste of money. If you go in, you're going to have to go in far and deep, and you're going to have to grow into this. And I just don't think it will happen.
I also want to touch on something you said earlier. If I'm an owner and I get relegated, I'm going to be pissed off.
Exactly.
I'm going to sell the team. Like, why would I care?
Good.
But
Bob
look
Dunning
at
would
the
be
owners
gone.
are
I
going to leave the
would
league.
hope that other guys would see the vision and grow into it.
Yeah, but in European soccer, that's some teams' whole model is
Yeah,
literally
but that's
to get relegated
how
and promoted.
That's how European soccer has always been. Here in America, it's completely
Yeah, but
different.
no, I bring
That's
that
why
up.
it
You
doesn't
can't
work.
just
Wait,
implement
one
it
second.
out of nothing.
I bring it up because, Finn, that you said that owners would be pissed, but that's literally would be some models. I bet you the Pirates, that would be their model.
Because the capitalist structure here is completely
It's
monetary gain.
Finn's right. They implemented it immediately. It's hard to do just in the middle of your just everything. You can't just
100 years
throw it in one off.
for all these sports in America. It
Yeah.
won't work.
All right, so hot debate there. Look, it's no secret that sports debate shows are very popular, and at the top of it is ESPN's First Take. Stephen A. Smith has become a household name of the show and is now the face of the network. So Garrett, with sports media being hot take city, is Stephen A. Smith to blame?
Absolutely. The guy's an absolute joke. Listen, when Shohei won the MVP this winter,
You can't blame one man.
One second, no,
you
one.
can't blame one man for an
hold on.
entire
Not just
industry's
Stephen A.
One
failure.
second.
Exactly.
One second. All right. When Shohei won his MVP this winter, the man said that Shohei Ohtani, the clear GOAT of baseball, cannot be the face of baseball because he doesn't speak English. That's one of his multiple stupid takes. You know what? That's not even right.
One guy says one thing that's silly doesn't mean that other guys don't do anything bad.
He blatantly
Here's
doesn't
what I
know
will
what he's
say.
talking about.
Here's what I
Shohei
will
doesn't not only speaks English, he
been
obviously
a sports
speaks
writer for
Japan
20
and
years.
he
Here's what I
speaks
will say about
Spanish.
Stephen A. Smith.
So what is this fool talking
Stephen
about?
A. Smith, it's the genre of his
Exactly.
journalism
Yeah.
that is the problem. It's these people like Skip Bayless and Adam Rank and Colin Cowherd. They're these stupid characters who just say wrong things on purpose.
Yes.
That's the whole point of these networks. It also goes up to the networks. That's the problem too. They want you to be wrong so you get the clicks.
Yes.
Being right doesn't give you engagement.
Let me ask you this about ESPN because we were talking about First Take here. Stephen A. Smith usually does have hot takes, but he backs it up. Mad Doug, on the other hand, we've seen it in the CAF countless times. His lists are utter insanity. Would you blame him on that one, or again, is it the producers?
It's him and the network.
Well, my question is, if this is such a big issue, like we've talked about, and we mentioned it in Final Takes the last couple of weeks, why are we doing it next segment? We're doing our next segment is going to be, quote, a Mad Dog style rant /
And you know
ranking.
Yeah,
why?
but it's
So
not
why are we
that-
promoting
because
it if
it's
such a
not the
problem?
same thing.
Attention.
Exactly. So if it gets attention and it gets views, it can't be that bad. If people didn't like it, they wouldn't watch it.
There's a reason
People
that
don't like it. That's why they watch it.
So then why should they stop?
No, there's a reason why sports media is going to podcasts, because if you go listen to any podcast about the NBA or really any sport, they're more informed than your stupid Stephen A. Smiths who don't know what they're talking about and are just there for clicks.
All right, thank you guys for that. And when we come back, we have a better person doing Final Takes than these clowns. I'll show you what I'm talking about right here on Sports Talk in the Burgh.
If you love them enough to suck the snot out of their nose at 4 a.m., then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Today, we face an unprecedented crisis. Tens of millions of refugees have been forced from their homes. But you can make a difference. Turn disruption and despair to hope and opportunity. Even small amounts make a big difference. Provide shelter, support, or jobs in your community. The more we understand, the greater sense of belonging we create. Act now. Visit supportcrisisrelief.org.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
All right. Let's do this, guys. We got to talk about Kenny Pickett here. I'm going to give you 5 quarterbacks that the Steelers should bring in other than Kenny Pickett. And first off, honorable mention will be Justin Fields because I don't think they're going to trade for him. So all of these quarterbacks is who I think they should bring in. And I'm going to be transparent here. I grew up a Pitt fan, so I'm telling you right now, Kenny Pickett sucks. He has a 62 completion percentage, 4,000 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 3 picks. So let's start this off with number 5, Tyrod Mother-Lovin' Taylor. He was a beast for the Giants this year.
If I wasn't wired up, I'd walk off right now.
I don't care.
Colby,
This is
Colby,
crazy.
I got to watch Tyrod in Buffalo, and let me just tell you, he's just a slightly better version of Kenny Pickett.
And you know what that means?
No,
He's an upgrade.
He got beat up by Tommy
point,
Cutlets.
though.
Next,
All right.
that's a horrible
Tyrod
take.
Taylor backed up Danny Nichols, and he was much better than him. 1,341 yards, 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and a better completion percentage than Kenny Tiny Hands Pickett.
Yeah, he got
at
beat out by
64%.
freaking Danny.
He would provide solid leadership, and he's mobile. Look at this, an absolute dime to Darius Slade.
Why is he
Who's
not
him,
next?
by
This
the
is
way?
like
the most average throw of all time.
Doug,
Hey,
this
Doug!
is like the Chris Paul meme. Like, they're down a ton. Who cares about that?
That
throw?
literally brought
yeah.
them to one score. Tell me you don't know ball when you don't know ball.
Yeah, and
he's
their
been electric
Tell
on
me
the
you don't
field.
know ball
The
by
players
saying Tyrod
love
Taylor
him.
should start for a
And we're
team
gonna
in
move
2024.
to number 4. All of you can shut up because I'm right. Number 4. Let's say they want to draft a quarterback. Totally fine. 2 quarterbacks I think the Steelers could draft: Michael Penix Jr. and Bo Nix. First off, Michael Penix Jr. got that big Penix energy, guys.
Buddy. When he faces a blitz, he freaks out. Like,
You
what are we
face that
doing?
Michigan blitz. You're going to be crying for months.
Look what happened in the national championship.
You face that Michigan defense.
I like Michael Penix.
Michael Penix Jr. almost 5,000 yards, 36 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions.
He's gonna be a
with
career backup,
84.1
let's
QBR.
go.
And Bo Nix, who is 4,508 yards, 45 touchdowns, 3
Checkdown Bo
interceptions.
Nix.
You know,
If you
my
say-
counter, Colby, you want another Project QB?
No, I don't.
You're gonna throw
Bo
into the
why
fire?
are
Nix is not a
Pick these
project
guys.
QB. He's
If you're
won
talking
everywhere
about
he's gone.
age, by the way, that's what got the Steelers in this mess. Kenny Pickett was cooking guys who are 4 years younger than him in the ACC who are plumbers now. Come on now. At
But it
least
wasn't
these
like
two-
Kenny was bad always. Why would you just start over again from scratch?
If you
It
want,
makes no sense.
If you want mid, those are the guys for you. Now, number 3 is going to be my most controversial.
This is so bad.
Listen.
What are we
What is
doing?
he doing? He's in the league still?
Listen. He
got
worked
benched.
with Arthur Smith.
He got benched.
I think they bring
He
him in.
got benched, Colby.
Let me
He
speak.
went in
Let
as
me
the
speak.
backup and got benched.
Let me speak. I would think they bring him in as a backup.
He's
and more of a-
worse than Mitch Trubisky,
Shut up!
Colby.
They bring him in. First off, nothing's worse than Mitch Trubisky, and we
He
know
and
about.
I can name a
He
lot
is.
of quarterbacks.
Let me
worse
think
than
of one
him.
person. Marcus Mary freaking Oda.
They would bring him in for a competition. Mariota, as a veteran, has
If
worked
I
very
had
well.
Marcus Mariota starting behind me at RMU, I would not be scared.
Anthony Chicken
If I was
Tatum,
Anthony
don't you
Chicken
insult
and
him.
Marcus Mariota was the QB behind me, I would be like, man, looks like another year of starting.
Under Smith, he had 50 touchdowns. You have to
I
acknowledge
don't
that.
care what
Yeah,
Arthur Smith
did he
does.
not quit
He's
on the
washed.
team? He legitimately quit on the team.
He
His
is
daughter was
done.
born, and he was benched the day she was born. You do that. You have a child.
I wouldn't quit on the team.
You need to talk to a woman first. Anyway,
Sorry, that was
Dude.
crazy.
Jameis Winston, the crab man himself.
Jameis, the turnover machine. He got
Kenny
more
Pickett's a
turnovers than
turnover
Josh
machine.
Allen.
Anyway,
Dog, he had 30 interceptions. Like, what are we talking
well,
about?
dog, he's got that dog in him.
He does
and
have
he
win
eats
in his
W's.
last name. That's true.
Eats
He
them
has win in his
W's.
last name.
Jameis Winston played at a high level before, and he was great for the locker room. Even after he ignored his coach and got Arthur Smith fired. By the way, look at this dime.
This
I love
isn't
Jameis
from this
Winston.
year.
It's wide open in the middle of the field.
my
This is
God.
from Brady's last. This is from last year.
And
2
who
years
threw the
ago.
ball? Jameis Winston.
No,
Anyway,
it just shows you how much he just hasn't
are
played.
you jealous since he kicked Pitt's butt? Yes, you are.
I
He
don't
threw
care.
62.1
I don't even
completion
remember that.
percentage, 141 touchdowns. You would kill for that
How many
production.
interceptions?
You
I
would
do not
kill.
want Jameis
How many
Winston.
interceptions?
Kenny Pickett has 13 touchdowns. You'd kill for that. Anyway,
cares?
number 1, the man, the myth, the legend, Kirk
The most
Cousins.
mid quarterback of all
I-
time.
So average.
Listen,
Listen,
Kenny
I'm
Pickett-
not saying he's
hold
not
up.
better, but
I don't
Give
even
me
have
the
any
younger
stats.
guy who's not coming
Kirk,
off an
this is a
Achilles
plea.
tear.
Kirk, this is a plea. Please sign here. You could get number 1
He's gonna
conqueror.
want so
We sell
much
minivans
money.
here.
He's
Please.
not going to produce.
Kirk Cousins is
Well, he's not
want
going to play this year because of his
$50 million
Achilles.
just
So
to step on the field and
who
tear his
cares?
Achilles again.
Yeah.
You know, he wouldn't pop his Achilles if he had a productive
Buddy's injury prone. I don't want
Or
him.
if he
He's
could
had
move out
one
of the
major
pocket.
injury in his career.
Yeah, one too many.
You're an idiot.
He's 35.
Who would you replace
now.
Kenny
He's
Pickett with,
so
other
old.
than Justin Fields?
I wouldn't.
I would keep Pickett and
Yeah.
I would let
Pitt
Rudolph
fan,
compete
Pitt
with
fan,
him.
non-Pitt fan answer.
I just said Rudolph.
Pitt fan, non-Pitt fan answer.
Rudolph.
Mason Rudolph.
Rudolph.
Oh, dear Lord.
If the
I'd
who
rather-
knows what happens? And I know Finn, this might be crazy. Who knows what happens against the Bills if TJ's healthy?
All right,
And if we walk
No,
in,
no, that we
we?
win. They
Sorry.
win that game. They absolutely win that game.
Listen, I'm right. We all know I'm right. Don't need these anymore. Thank you for watching Sports Talk in the Burgh. For all those idiots over there, my name is Colby Sherwin. We will see you next week for even more spicy hot takes. And Kirk,